52 Traders, episode 129.
If you want to master this and make money from this, you have to study and backtest every single day.
Join Cam every week on the 52 Traders podcast or at 52traders.com to learn how to trade like the pros. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not investment, trading, or financial advice of any kind.
What's up, traders? Welcome to another installment of the 52 Traders podcast. I'm your host, Cam Hawkins, and today we have another young trader who is absolutely knocking it out of the park on the show here today. His name's Octavion Gibson, and he's an unknown, another one of these unknowns, unknown to most people out there. I did mention him last week. If you checked out the new site, part of 52 Traders, chartartisttrading.com, you'll see him on there. A bit about his bio, but this is where you're going to get to hear his full interview and learn more about the guy, okay? And he's only a young guy. He was 19 when he started. He's 20 now, and I've got to say, some of the figures that he's posting are absolutely out of this world. In fact, he actually did a session with me last night, or actually yesterday, gave me a session and really sort of just gave me the bones of what his strategy is and how to actually apply it in the markets. And I took that and I started placing trades, right? I mean, it was fairly easy for me to comprehend because I had done a lot of background work and stuff. And by the end of the day, I was up 41 pips, which is significant. 41 pips is significant. I grow my account by 29%, and I'm looking forward to today's trading. I'm just about to start after I record this. So, guys, if you want to learn the sort of things that these guys are teaching, and I say these guys because he's partnered up with Andre Stewart. You'll hear in the show that he was actually Andre's student originally, and we now call him the Beast because he is absolute machine in the markets. And if you do want to learn a bit more about what he does, how he approaches things, then obviously you can listen to this interview in full if you're a pro member. And if you want to just dive in and really get some more time with this guy and get some one-on-one time with this guy, then you can jump over to chartartisttrading.com, where we've got the guys, both of them, giving you an hour of their time for just $50. Okay, so you get an hour, two mentors for an hour, $50 to try and sort of turn your trading around. All the guys that came on board as part of Andre's program originally have been grandfathered in, so there's a community there of 70-odd traders already who are actively in the chat room every day, placing trades, posting analysis. It's a constant sort of learning environment. There's never sort of a dull moment, and there's never a time when you've run out of stuff to actually learn and educate yourself on, which is part of the process here in terms of becoming a trader is continuing that education. There's also Daniel Chung in the group as well, so he's in that group as well, posting his analysis, giving tips, advice, and that sort of thing. So it's a phenomenal community. If you do want to come over there, you can now access it via chartartisttrading.com. There's also an Instagram account, and Octavion will mention that at the end of the show. But before we get into the show, I do want to talk about an article that was given to me by Andre earlier this week, and it was really, really helpful for me, and I think a lot of you guys out there might also find it quite helpful. The gist of it is, well, here, I'll tell you what it's called. It's probably easier if I tell you what it's called. It's called Fear of Success. Okay, so here I am now. I'm basically at home. I've left my job. This is my first full week at home, and now I need to be successful at this. Otherwise, I'm going to be back at work. I'm going to be back at work, and my time will now be somebody else's time, and I'll be working for them. And if I want to keep this lifestyle that I've got at the moment, then I need to get over any sort of fear of success I have, because I've got to be successful at this thing, right? And this article is quite long. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. What I'll do is, if you're a pro member, I'll post up the link to it so you've got the full access. But one of the things that was quite useful was the quiz at the start. I'm going to quickly run through the quiz to give you guys an idea as to whether or not this is a problem you may or may not have. So the first question was, have you been taught to do your best to be a winner, to always look good or similar sort of sentiment. So yes or no to that one. Do you have a fear of change? Do you have a fear of the unknown? Do you feel the need to win at all costs? So actually the first three, do you have a fear of change? Do you have a fear of the unknown? If you said yes to any of those, combined with these next ones, if you say yes to any of the, or one or more of the next ones, then you probably got, well, it could mean you've got a fear of success. So the next questions were, do you feel you need to win at all costs? Are you willing to take responsibility for doing what it takes to achieve successful results repeatedly? Are you afraid of looking like a loser? Do you trade so as not to lose instead of pushing the boundary out of your comfort zone? And I think that's a key point there, is pushing the boundaries out of your comfort zone. Do you routinely hold losing positions longer than you should? So if you answered yes to any of those last four and yes to any of the first three, then you've probably got a fear of success. And you should read this full article, which I've got to say is a great read. And it just goes through possibilities like, the win then loss possibility, the fear of failing or falling, and then being overly cautious, and then what you can do about it. Okay, so it gives you 4 actionable steps to actually improve your, or actually get over this fear of success. I read the article. Actually, I looked at my trades the week before. I read the article and then went into the trading day yesterday, and all of a sudden, instead of like pulling out of trades after a couple of pips or a pip and a half, and I don't want to lose, I let my strategy play out and let it go its course, and then Octavion's strategy as well, and let that go its course. And what do you know, 41 pips later, I haven't had 41 pip day and I don't know how long. So guys, I do recommend checking this out. If you're not a pro member and want to hear this full interview, then jump on the site, try it out for 30 days. You get access to the full back catalogue, and you're going to get access to the link to this great article on the fear of success, as well as listening to Octavion's full interview, where he drops a whole bunch of value and a lot of terms that most of you guys out there who are not part of the group have probably not heard of. And these are non-retail trader terms, okay? These are what I'd like to call sort of more institutional terms, which is what the guys teach around at Chart Artist Trading now. So they teach this institutional way of trading as opposed to this retail education that we hear everywhere, okay? So guys, if you want to check that out, you know where to go, 52traders/join pro, and that will get you in for $5 to hear this full interview. Get the link. And then if you do want to jump on board, chartartisttrading.com, and sit down with the guys for an hour, just get an hour of their time, let them mull over your trading, what you're doing now, where you could be doing things better. If you're struggling, it's the perfect place to go. Then, look, it's a great deal. Jump over there, chartartisttrading.com. And without further ado, let's get on with the show. All right, folks, so here we are back on 52 Traders. And this week we've got something a little bit different. We've got somebody you've probably never heard of before, but I know is a phenomenal trader and a very young guy as well. So, Octavion Gibson, welcome to the show. How are things over there in Tennessee?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's lovely weather over there at the moment, or are you sort of stuck in the middle of winter? It is lovely. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's good. It's sunny out.
Wow,
It
cool.
was just snowing last week though, but it's finally sunny out.
Nice. It was terrible storms, wasn't it, over there in the States just over the last week?
Yeah, it was.
So do you want to give the listeners a bit before I sort of ruin the backstory? Do you want to give the guys listening a bit of your backstory and how you first stumbled into trading?
Okay. Well, my story is, I come from a business family, and since I've been running businesses probably since I was like 14, 15. My mother and my grandfather had some rental property. And so around 15, they put me in charge, and they made me run it because they said they always wanted me to be a businessman. So, just doing that, and, I like to read. So I came across, like, the stock market and stuff like that. And so I got into, like, stocks. But, you got to have $25,000 a day trade, and I was, like, 17, 18 at the time. So I didn't want to, invest $25,000 in trade. So I found Forex. I loved it ever since.
And so what sort of businesses were you running? Oh, sorry, what sort of businesses are you running these days?
We're a preservation company, a trucking company. I own several multifamily units, several rental houses. I like to buy, fix, and hold. Out here, a lot of people like to, they like to flip houses. I don't like to flip houses. I like to keep the houses and rent them out.
And so just so the listeners have got a perspective, so you started off in 14, 15, at the age of 14 and 15, not 2014 and 15. Actually, it might have been. How old are you now?
I'm 20.
He's 20, so he's not that old. So we've got to give you some sort of slack in terms of the amount of experience you're going to have had under your belt, because you're only 20 years old. But I do know that you've been doing some phenomenal stuff trading Forex. So you stumbled into Forex. So when you first found Forex, what was that like? Talk us through the journey that you sort of went through from stumbling into Forex or even stocks to where you are now. How did that look?
When I first started trading Forex, it was ugly. I had my chart was full of indicators. I didn't know anything about price action. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know to check the news. I just know that you can make money trade, and so I read Naked Forex, and that kind of gave me, a guide to look at, and I started reading it, and I constantly read it, and so I started to delete the indicators as I learned more things about price action. And then, I learned about supply and demand, and once I found supply and demand, that was it. I started to become profitable and consistent.
All right, folks, if you do want to hear the full version of this show, jump over to 52traders.com/join pro, and you'll get access to this episode here, as well as I'll give you free access to the full back catalogue for 30 days, and it's only $5, okay? So not much more than a cup of coffee. All right, so the other thing you could think about is if you want to skip the podcast and start learning from these guys, then jump over to chartartisttrading.com, and you're not only going to get Octavion, but you also get Andre, 2 for the price of 1 mentors. They're going to sit down with you for an hour. It's going to cost $50, and they're going to have a look at your trading, where you could be doing things a bit better, where you could be making tweaks here or there, and give you some ideas to think about. Or you can join up to their 5-day bootcamp and get the whole brain dump in 5 days, have it recorded for you, be able to go back and analyze it, watch it, get access to the community as well. So it's a great deal. Go and check it out, chartartisttrading.com. And if you want to follow these guys, then jump onto Instagram, and they're on Instagram. So go to chartartisttrading.com to find it first, and then you'll find them on their Instagram link on that site. So guys, until next time, catch you later.